Akosia is a small charity that brings creative projects to underprivileged children and women around the world. In 2012, Akosia was supported by the J.A. Clark Trust to deliver a film and media training program to a group of Arab and Jewish women in Faradis, northern Israel. The group was made of 9 powerful women, Catholic Christians, Jews, and Muslims, all represented. The women were a collaboration between Women Reborn, a project that concentrates on social empowerment of Arab women, and SHIN, the Israeli movement for equal representation of women. Akosia believes that by teaching the women film and media, it can enable them to tell the wider world about their positive social work. The training consisted of a mixture of coaching and production skills to ensure that the films that were made were important to the women and were of a good technical standard. Akosia's approach changed over the 2 years they visited, with the training in 2012 concentrating much more on the practical experience of filmmaking, opposed to the coaching, leaving the women confident in their filmmaking abilities for the future.
Trying to really not to teach them, but to get them to realise that they actually can do it themselves without someone being here.
The first few days were spent working as a group, making friends and introducing some basic filmmaking concepts. Translation from English to Hebrew and Arabic and vice versa was facilitated by the women themselves, and soon the lessons got underway.
Exactly, but maybe you need to be a bit more creative, or you need to have a little bit more leadership.
In order to make a good film, you need to have a good idea. Coach Quinn undertook the job of coaching the women towards an idea that would mean a lot to them and would have relevance to their wider world. Building on confidence skills and critical analysis, soon the women were asked to pitch their idea to the rest of the group.
The film here is to achieve equality between men and women. The thing is, we're going to interview people, mostly girls and women, teenagers and women. Well, what are their needs to change, to improve things to women?
Amy Daniels developed methods of idea generation and encouraged the women to really think about why they wanted to make a film and what it could have in it and who would see it. Susanna Trevelyan had a more in-depth look at how to plan your shoot once you have the idea ready, how to think about the different shot types and when you would want to use different shot types, and of course, storyboarding. To put these ideas into practice, the women were asked to make a short film in one afternoon, in preparation for filming the Women's Parliament later that week.
Give me a second, I need to get my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom getting higher than the Empire State. My lover, she is waiting for me just across the bar. My seat's been taken by some sunglasses, asking about a scar. And I know I gave it to you months ago. I know you're trying to forget, but between the drinks and subtle things, the holes in my apologies, you know, I'm trying hard to take it back. So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire.
Hey! Ouch! I just can't stand it. There's a man that lives next door in my neighborhood. In my neighborhood, he gets me down. I just can't stand it. I just can't stand it. I've got to get away. Ouch! I've got to find me.
The filming exercises were a great chance for the women to review what we'd taught them and build their confidence before the Women's Parliament.
On the day of the Women's Parliament, all the women showed up with their flip cameras in hand to shoot a beautiful conversation between Arabs and Jews about education in Jisr al-Zaqqa. After the Women's Parliament, the groups were divided into three, in preparation for the final project. Quinn was working on idea development, Susanna on production and camera work, and Amy on editing. In this way, personal help could be provided to answer any questions the women had. Quinn was rigorous in her approach, wanting the women to really critically evaluate their ideas and think about how they could tell their story. Susanna used fun and practical exercises to drive home the vital principles of production. How can you catch the action? How do you keep the camera steady? Amy had the tricky job of teaching editing, which was a challenge with the women's lack of basic computer skills. But after a lot of practice, the women were able to find their way around the computer and edit their footage from the Women's Parliament and their filming exercises. They even learned how to convert file formats and find royalty-free music on the internet. For the final projects, the women were asked to make a film about anything they had passion about. They say that filmmaking is essentially a problem-solving exercise, and sure enough, there were problems. But they learned to cooperate and ask for help when needed.
على استقبال العريس احلى ابو دراع لعيونك يا هلا 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 يعلى طل العريس والاحباب تجمعوا محمد نازل على الساحه كل الحبايب معه هي على طل العريس والاحباب تجمعوا محمد نازل على الساحه وابن خليل معه.
Finally, the day of the final screening came, and all too soon, everybody rushed to complete their edit. And then the moment came, completed films on the big screen.
جايبين الغوص في البحر، في البحر، مش زي بنت تلعب فوتبول أو
امرأة من بلدة فقيرة على شاطئ البحر مع هواية ترعرعت في داخلها تتعدى حواجز المجتمع لتصبح محترفة في شتى أنواع الرياضة وخاصة رفع الأثقال والغوص وتسلق الجبال.
يعني في عنا قصة امرأة اللي اسمها خلاص. هاي المرأة إلا ولا مرة آمنت بحالها، كانت كل حياتها تحلم إنها تعمل إشي. من دورة الخياطة راح تتعلم دورة الخياطة، جوزي مش راح يوافق، مش راح يخليني، مش راح يخليني أتعلم برية البلد، يعني إنه أنتم تودوني على دورة برية البلد هذا كان إشي مستحيل.
זה הייתה אחרי לילה שלם של ריקודים סוערים. אני חזרתי הביתה, לא יכולתי להרים את הרגל, הרגל שלי הייתה פי 2 יותר גדול ממה שהוא היה קודם. ונפל האסימון שכאן כמובן משהו לא בסדר.
Sometimes you look at something and you think, God, did I write that? Did I do that? It's as though it's another part of yourself that you can only access in these moments.
وش عملت الروزانة الله يجازيها. اسمي ابتسام حميد، أنا مديرة برنامج تسوي حقوق نسائية.
أنا مجبورة عشان أنا عندي أولاد صغار، لازم أنظم وقتي. الصبح ساعات عمل، الظهر للأولاد، بعد العصر أخرى مرة بنرجع ساعات عمل، بالليل عنا بنرجع للأولاد نحدث مع الأولاد. في عنا توصيل طلبيات، في عنا طلبيات اللي بنشتغلها. بالإضافة لهذا إحنا مجبورين ننظم وقتنا. أنا مجبورة أنظم وقتي، يعني أنا امرأة أول إشي بوصلهم أولوياتي هو بيتي وأولادي وشغلي اللي هو عملي اللي هسه أنا ماشية فيه
Satisfied. The women achieved what they set out to do and have built their confidence not only in the technical aspects of filmmaking and media, but in themselves and the stories they want to share with the world. Akosia's projects in Israel have brought together people, ideas, passion, and creativity from all different cultures and have encouraged some great friendships.
When people see it in film, they can actually believe that this issue exists and they can be more aware of it and they can deal with it like it exists. It's in real life. You should learn something. You should do something. I actually have the equipment and I have the motivation. I'm kind of interested in this thing, so I guess I do not have a problem. I can make a movie.
None of this would have been possible without the generous support from the J.A. Clark Charitable Trust and the loving cooperation of the women in Israel. Thank you.